Hey Aries, welcome back. I just pulled cards for you, and honestly, the energy coming through right now is something I need to share with you immediately. This reading is about the kind of wealth you are meant to create, and I have to say, the universe has some really specific messages about your financial path and the unique way you are designed to build prosperity. So I shuffled the deck with your fire energy in mind, and the first card that came out is the Knight of Wands. Now, when I see this card in a wealth reading for an Aries, it tells me something really important about your financial style. You are not meant to create wealth through slow, methodical planning. You are meant to create wealth through bold action, through taking risks that other people would hesitate on, through moving fast when you see an opportunity. The Knight of Wands energy is all about entrepreneurial spirit, about being the person who launches the project while everyone else is still thinking about it. Your wealth comes from your ability to act decisively and confidently. The universe is saying that your impatience, which some people might see as a flaw, is actually your superpower when it comes to money. You see opportunities before they become obvious to everyone else, and your willingness to jump in is what creates your financial breakthroughs. This card is telling me that passive income or traditional career paths might feel suffocating to you. You need freedom in how you make money. You need to feel like you are in control, like you are driving the vehicle. The wealth you are meant to create comes from ventures where you can be the pioneer, the initiator, the person who starts something from scratch. I am seeing businesses, entrepreneurial projects, creative ventures where your leadership shines. The Knight of Wands never sits still, and neither should your money strategy. You thrive when you are taking calculated risks, when you are betting on yourself, when you are moving towards something that excites you. The universe wants you to know that your natural instinct to move fast is not reckless when it comes to money. It is actually your intuition guiding you toward opportunities that have a small window. Other people might call you impulsive, but what they do not understand is that you can sense when the timing is right. Your wealth creation style is dynamic, active, and requires you to trust your gut feelings about financial moves. The next card I pulled is the Eight of Cups, and this one surprised me a bit, but the more I sit with it, the more sense it makes. The Eight of Cups is about walking away from something that no longer serves you. And in the context of wealth creation, this is telling me that you are meant to create wealth by having the courage to leave behind financial situations that feel stagnant or unfulfilling. A lot of people stay in jobs they hate because of the security. They stay in business partnerships that drain them because of fear. They keep doing what they have always done because change feels scary. But your wealth path requires you to be brave enough to walk away when something is not aligned anymore. The Eight of Cups is about trusting that something better is waiting, even if you cannot see it yet. I feel like the universe is saying that some of the wealth you are meant to create will come after you make a difficult decision to leave something behind. Maybe it is a corporate job that pays well but kills your soul. Maybe it is a business model that worked before but does not fit who you are becoming. Maybe it is a partnership where you are not valued properly. This card is telling me that your willingness to release what is not working is directly connected to your ability to attract better opportunities. There is a theme here about emotional fulfillment being tied to your financial success. You are not someone who can separate your heart from your work. You need to feel passionate about what you do. You need to feel like your work has meaning, and when those elements are missing, your ability to create wealth actually decreases. The Eight of Cups is encouraging you to listen to that inner voice that says it is time to move on, even when the logical part of your brain is scared. The wealth you are meant to create requires you to be in alignment with your deeper values and your sense of purpose. This is not about chasing money for the sake of money. This is about creating wealth through work that feels meaningful to you. And sometimes that means having the courage to start over or pivot in a completely new direction. Now, the third card that came through is the Ace of Cups. And this is beautiful because it is showing me that the wealth you are meant to create has a strong emotional and creative component. The Ace of Cups represents new beginnings in love, creativity, and emotional fulfillment. And in a financial reading, this tells me that your wealth comes from following your heart. You are meant to create money through things that you love, through creative expression, through work that feels deeply satisfying on an emotional level. I am seeing artistic ventures, healing work, anything that involves connecting with people on a genuine level. The Ace of Cups energy is about overflowing abundance that comes from doing work that fills your cup first. When you are emotionally fulfilled by what you do, the money flows naturally. This card is also telling me that relationships and connections play a huge role in your wealth creation. You are someone who builds prosperity through authentic relationships, through collaboration with people you genuinely care about, through creating products or services that come from a place of love. The universe is showing me that when you operate from a heart-centered place in your business or career, doors open that would never open otherwise. People are drawn to your authentic energy, they trust you, they want to support you. The Ace of Cups is also about intuition and emotional intelligence being your greatest assets when it comes to money. You can sense what people need, you can feel when something is going to be successful, you have a natural ability to tap into the emotional undercurrents of any situation. This is a huge advantage in business. While other people are relying purely on logic and data, you have access to a deeper level of knowing. The wealth you are meant to create might involve helping people feel something, healing people, inspiring people, creating beauty or joy. Whatever form it takes, it needs to be something that engages your heart, not just your mind. The fourth card is the Nine of Swords. And I know this might seem like a heavy card to get in a wealth reading, but hear me out because the message here is really important. The Nine of Swords is about mental anxiety, worry, fear, and overthinking. In the context of your wealth creation, the universe is showing me that one of your biggest obstacles is your own mind. You have so much potential, so many great ideas, so much drive and passion, but sometimes your thoughts work against you. The Nine of Swords is telling me that you might struggle with financial anxiety, with worst-case scenario thinking, with fear that things will not work out. This mental pattern can actually block your wealth because it keeps you stuck in stress, rather than flowing in creativity and opportunity. The universe wants you to know that most of the things you worry about financially never actually happen. Your mind can create these elaborate disaster scenarios that feel so real, but they are just thoughts, not reality. The wealth you are meant to create requires you to manage your mental state, to practice calming your nervous system, to challenge your fearful thoughts when they arise. This does not mean being naive or ignoring real concerns, but it means not letting anxiety run your financial decisions. I am also seeing that you might have some late-night worry sessions about money, times when you cannot sleep because you are thinking about bills or business challenges, or whether you are on the right path. The Nine of Swords is asking you to develop better mental health practices around money. Maybe that is meditation. Maybe that is working with a therapist or coach. Maybe that is just learning to catch yourself when you spiral into fear and consciously choosing a different thought. The truth is, your financial reality is often a reflection of your mental state. When you are operating from fear and scarcity, you make different choices than when you are operating from confidence and abundance. This card is not here to scare you. It is here to wake you up to the power your thoughts have over your wealth creation journey. Card number 5 is the Ace of Swords, and this brings such a clear, cutting energy to this reading. The Ace of Swords represents mental clarity, breakthrough ideas, truth, and the power of clear communication. In terms of the wealth you are meant to create, this card is telling me that your intellect and your ability to see through confusion are major assets. You have a sharp mind, Aries, and when you use it properly, you can cut through all the noise and get straight to what matters. The Ace of Swords suggests that your wealth might come through writing, speaking, teaching, consulting, or any field where your mental clarity and direct communication style are valued. People respect someone who can explain things clearly, who can get to the point, who can see the truth of a situation when everyone else is confused. You have that ability, and it is worth money. This card is also about breakthrough moments, sudden realizations that change everything. The wealth you are meant to create might come through an aha moment, an idea that strikes you suddenly and clearly. The Ace of Swords encourages you to pay attention to those flashes of insight, those moments when you just know something. Your intuition speaks to you through mental clarity, through sudden knowing, and those insights can be the foundation of your financial success. I am also seeing that honesty and integrity are non-negotiable for you when it comes to wealth. You cannot build lasting prosperity on lies or manipulation. The Ace of Swords is about truth, and your wealth path requires you to operate with complete honesty, with yourself and with others. This might mean you turn down opportunities that do not feel ethically aligned, or you speak up about things others would rather ignore. That integrity is what builds trust, and trust is what builds wealth over time. The universe is also showing me that you are meant to use your voice in your wealth creation. Whether that is literally through public speaking, content creation, or consulting, or whether it is more about advocating for yourself and your value, your voice is a key part of how you build prosperity. The 6th card I pulled is the Nine of Wands, and this one speaks to your resilience and your ability to keep going even when things get tough. The Nine of Wands shows someone who has been through battles, who has faced challenges, who is tired but still standing. In a wealth reading, this tells me that the prosperity you are meant to create will not necessarily come easily or quickly. You might face setbacks, obstacles, times when you feel like giving up. But the Nine of Wands is saying that your ability to persist, to keep showing up, to push through difficulty, is actually what creates your wealth. You are building something that requires endurance, Aries. This is not a get-rich-quick situation. This is about developing the strength and stamina to keep moving forward even when results are not immediate. The Nine of Wands energy is about being battle-tested, and every challenge you face in your financial journey is teaching you something, making you stronger, preparing you for the level of success you are meant to reach. I want you to know that if you have been struggling financially, if things have been hard, that does not mean you are on the wrong path. Sometimes the universe tests us to see if we are really committed, to see if we will keep going when things get difficult. The Nine of Wands is telling me that you have what it takes to succeed, but you need to be willing to stay in the game longer than most people would. Your competitors might give up after a few months or a year, but you are meant to be the one who is still there years later, reaping the rewards of your persistence. This card is also about boundaries and protection. As you build wealth, you need to protect your energy, your resources, your time. The Nine of Wands suggests that you might encounter people who want to take advantage of your success or drain your resources. You need to be discerning about who you trust, who you do business with, who you give your energy to. Your wealth grows when you are strategic about protecting what you have built. Card 7 is the Page of Pentacles, and this brings such a grounded, practical energy to your reading. The Page of Pentacles is about learning, studying, developing skills, and taking a methodical approach to building wealth. For someone with your fiery Aries energy, this might not always come naturally, but the universe is showing me that part of your wealth creation journey involves being willing to be a student, to learn new things, to develop expertise. The Page of Pentacles suggests that you might need to invest in education, training, or skill development as part of your path to prosperity. Maybe there is a course you need to take, a mentor you need to work with, a skill you need to master. This card is telling me that your wealth grows when you are willing to be humble enough to learn, even if you are naturally talented. The Page energy is young, enthusiastic, eager to discover, and that attitude of curiosity and openness to learning will serve your financial goals. I am also seeing that the Page of Pentacles represents the early stages of a venture or project. You might be in the beginning phase of something that has huge potential, but it is still small right now. The Page is encouraging you to be patient with yourself, to understand that big things start small, to focus on laying a solid foundation rather than rushing to massive success overnight. The wealth you are meant to create requires you to pay attention to details, to do things properly, to build something sustainable. This card is also about being practical and realistic about money. While the other cards in your reading talk about intuition and creativity and boldness, the Page of Pentacles is reminding you that you also need to understand the nuts and bolts of finance. You need to know how to budget, how to invest, how to manage money wisely. If those things feel boring or overwhelming, that is a sign that you need to educate yourself in those areas. Your wealth grows when you combine your natural fire and enthusiasm with practical financial knowledge. The 8th card is the Six of Pentacles, and this is one of my favorite cards to see in a wealth reading because it is about generosity, giving, receiving, and the natural flow of abundance. The Six of Pentacles shows someone who has enough to share, someone who gives freely and also receives graciously. In terms of the wealth you are meant to create, this card is telling me that your prosperity increases when you are generous. This might seem counterintuitive, like how can I build wealth by giving money away? But the Six of Pentacles operates on a spiritual principle of circulation. Money is energy, and energy needs to flow. When you hold on to money too tightly out of fear, you actually block the flow. When you give generously, you signal to the universe that you trust in abundance, that you believe more is coming. This does not mean being foolish with your resources or giving beyond your means, but it means being willing to share, to support causes you believe in, to help people when you can. The Six of Pentacles is also about receiving, which can be just as challenging as giving for some people. The universe is asking you to be open to receiving help, gifts, opportunities, support. Sometimes your independence and your pride can make it hard to accept when someone wants to help you, but the Six of Pentacles is saying that receiving graciously is part of your wealth journey. You do not have to do everything alone. You are allowed to receive. I am also seeing that part of your wealth creation might involve being in a position where you can help others financially. Maybe you employ people, Maybe you invest in other people's businesses. Maybe you donate to causes you care about. The Six of Pentacles suggests that your wealth has a purpose beyond just making you comfortable. You are meant to use your prosperity to make a positive impact, to create opportunities for others, to be a force for good in your community or the world. Card 9 is the Three of Pentacles, and this is all about collaboration, teamwork, skill, and recognition for your work. The Three of Pentacles shows people working together on a project, each bringing their unique skills and expertise. In your wealth reading, this tells me that you are not meant to build prosperity alone. Your wealth grows through partnerships, collaborations, and working with people who complement your strengths. As an Aries, you might have a tendency to want to do everything yourself, to be the solo hero, but the Three of Pentacles is showing me that your biggest financial successes will come through team efforts. This might be business partnerships, creative collaborations, joint ventures, or simply building a strong team around you. The key is finding people who are as skilled and committed as you are, people who share your vision but bring different talents to the table. The Three of Pentacles is also about mastery and being recognized as an expert in your field. The wealth you create is connected to your reputation, to the quality of your work, to the respect you earn through consistently delivering excellent results. This card is encouraging you to focus on becoming really good at what you do. When you are a master of your craft, people will seek you out, they will pay premium prices for your expertise, they will recommend you to others. Your wealth grows as your skill level and reputation grow. I am also seeing that the Three of Pentacles represents projects that have lasting value. You are not meant to build wealth through quick flips or shortcuts. You are meant to create things of real quality, things that stand the test of time, things that you can be proud of. This requires patience, attention to detail, and a commitment to excellence. The universe is showing me that when you focus on doing great work and building genuine relationships with talented people, the money follows naturally. The final card in your reading is the King of Pentacles, and honestly, this is the perfect card to end on because it represents the ultimate achievement in terms of material success and wealth. The King of Pentacles is someone who has built an empire, who has mastered the physical realm, who has achieved financial security and abundance. This card is showing me your potential, Aries. This is where you are headed if you follow the guidance in this reading. The King of Pentacles has not just money, but also wisdom about money. He knows how to create it, how to grow it, how to protect it, how to enjoy it. He is generous but not foolish, ambitious but also grounded. The wealth you are meant to create is substantial, lasting, and brings you a deep sense of security and freedom. The King of Pentacles is also about legacy. You are not just building wealth for yourself, you are creating something that can be passed down, that can continue to generate prosperity even after you are gone. This might be a business, investments, property, intellectual property, or simply the financial wisdom and habits you pass on to the next generation. This card is telling me that you have the potential to be a true leader in the material world, someone who understands how to navigate finances with both intuition and practical skill. The King of Pentacles represents maturity around money. You move beyond the stress and fear of the Nine of Swords, beyond the impulsiveness of the Knight of Wands, into a place of true mastery. You make decisions from a place of wisdom rather than reaction. You enjoy your wealth, but you are not controlled by it. The universe is showing me that this level of financial success is absolutely possible for you, but it requires you to integrate all the lessons from the other cards in this reading. The boldness of the Knight of Wands, the courage to walk away from the Eight of Cups, the heart-centered approach of the Ace of Cups, the mental clarity of the Ace of Swords, the resilience of the Nine of Wands, the willingness to learn of the Page of Pentacles, the generosity of the Six of Pentacles, and the collaborative spirit of the Three of Pentacles. When you bring all of these elements together, you become the King of Pentacles. So, Aries, the kind of wealth you are meant to create is unique to you. It is not about following someone else's blueprint or doing what society says you should do. Your wealth path requires boldness, authenticity, heart, mental clarity, resilience, continuous learning, generosity, collaboration, and ultimately, mastery. The universe is showing me that you have everything you need to build substantial prosperity, but it requires you to trust yourself, to be willing to take risks, to walk away from what does not serve you, to persist through challenges, and to always operate with integrity and from the heart. Your financial success is not separate from who you are as a person. The more you become your authentic self, the more naturally wealth flows to you. I hope this reading gave you some clarity and encouragement about your financial path. Trust the process, trust yourself, and know that the universe is supporting you in creating the prosperity you are meant to experience.